This is an M1 carbine. You've seen it before if you've seen any of my other videos. But not my first choice when the zombies come. It does have that, the 15 round magazine, but it did come with a 30 round magazine. And I was able to pick one up today at my local gun shop, pawn shop, gun store. And I paid $15 for it. And I'm going to take it apart, clean it, see if it's a working magazine. Alright, so I just bought this magazine at the local gun shop. I paid $15 for it. First thing I did when I got it back to the shop is I took it apart. And just by looking at the spring, looking at the follower, it's not a GI mag, it's an aftermarket magazine. But it is really, really, it's really, really dirty. So we're going to just clean this up. I've got a long brush, just about the right size for a mag. Just kind of knock most of the dirt out of there. And I've got a mop I just made from a coat hanger and a rag. Just gonna kind of mop out all the dirt. I soaked this a while back with a little break free. It's not dry, but it's not dripping wet either. It's enough to kind of pick up any of that loose dirt that knocked free with that brush. So, but it's looking a lot better inside. This follower, I'm going to hit this with a little piece of, I got some 4/0 steel wool, just a little scrap I've been using for other projects. And the nice thing about a 4/0 steel wool is it's fine enough and soft enough. It's not going to take the bluing off of a steel part, but it is going to take any kind of rust or kind of dirt off of it. So 4/0 steel wool is something you want to keep in your shop. I go through 4/0 steel wool more than anything else. But just kind of rub that down. This base plate, it's just a thin. It's more by feel. It just doesn't feel like a GI mag. The only lettering on here, it does say M2. It's stamped here on the side. But it just kind of, it does look and hopefully it'll function like a GI mag. The spring does have a little kink to it. It's a little twist. Doesn't quite lay flat. And it's kind of a lightweight spring. I've had GI springs out obviously, and there's a little thicker gauge in this. I'm kind of disappointed, and it's really not that long. Typically they're about twice the length of the magazine body. And when they get compressed, you got pretty good spring rate. But I'm going to oil this up now and put it all back together. All right, so just going to take a clean paper towel and we'll wipe that magazine off now that we've scrubbed it a little bit. You're seeing the amount of dirt coming off of that. Yeah, and judging by the amount of dirt coming off that paper towel, it's a good thing we clean this up. I already mopped out the inside. So that's just about as clean as we're going to get it inside there. Let's put this back together. It's kind of a short, if you looked at this follower, Typically the GI follower is a little bit longer. That keeps them from tilting. This one's a little bit short. So as it goes in, sure enough, it tilted. There we go. And this is what it's made for. Now, do we want that forward or backward? We'll hold that spring in with our thumb. And we'll push that plate back in there. Head upside down. Yeah, this is not a well-made magazine. These parts don't want to go back together. Well, I didn't get a GI mag. Well, let's hope. I got a crap mag. Just testing that out. Taking my finger and just pushing it down. Doesn't really slide very well. I don't want to put too much oil in there, but maybe a drop will help. Now let's load it up. Now we cleaned it inside and out. Let's see how it loads, and there we go. We've hit our limit. Now we can see if it feeds. But not too impressed. All right, let's run it through the old World War II carbine. All right, locks in nice. Eject. Locked in good. That didn't last long. I guess it feeds okay. One of the nicer features you see on that 30 round magazine, when we compare it to the 15 rounder, is you have the witness hole down here at the bottom, and you can see that the spring is compressed. It's compressed like to max. All the the coils are all touching, so we know this is at maximum capacity. This magazine's loaded. And on the old 15 rounder, there is no witness hole, so you just had to go by feel. This feels like 15 rounds. So you'd assume this is a full mag, whereas here I can know that it's a full mag. But that's probably the biggest difference between the 30 and the 15. So now I can put this new mag that's fully loaded. I can now put this with its cousins, brothers. There we go. Now we've got a nice little family of 30 round magazines in the old canvas pouch. But 120 rounds in a pretty compact little unit. So firepower for that M1 carbine, problem was solved there when it came at that M2. But how about that? 120 rounds, little canvas pouch.